All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about a massive phone call between President Donald Trump and Xi Jinping. This isn't just a phone call, it's a look at how leaders get things done for their country. We're going to break down what they talked about and what it means for America.
So here's the bottom line. Is this the move that reshapes the future between two superpowers for the better, or does it light a fuse? The stakes are, you guessed it, incredibly high. And this call sets the direction.
And President Trump himself, well, he told us exactly what we need to know. He got right on Truth Social and said his talk with Xi Jinping was an excellent one and a lengthy one. That tells you right there, real business was getting done.
Okay, so let's dig into the call itself. This was no routine check-in, not at all. This was a strategic, high-level discussion between the leaders of the two most powerful nations on Earth.
And you know, this is how you get results. Direct leader-to-leader communication. When President Trump and President Xi talk, they cut right through all the bureaucracy and the red tape. It sets a clear, powerful direction for both countries.
And the tone? Overwhelmingly positive. President Trump made it clear the relationship is, in his words, extremely good. And that's not just between the countries, but on a personal level with Xi. That's leadership, and it's set to bring, quote, many positive results.
So all that good talk is great, but what about results? What do they actually agree on? Let's get into the real substance of what was on the table. And look at this list. The scope here was absolutely massive. They covered everything: trade, military, the Russia-Ukraine war, Taiwan, Iran, and then the big economic wins: U.S. energy, soybean deals, airplane engines. This wasn't a quick chat. This was a comprehensive negotiation.
Now, a huge piece of this was for our farmers. A major part of the discussion was locked in on American agriculture, and the results could be a game changer for them. Let's talk numbers. Because of this call, China is now looking at buying 20 million tons of soybeans just for the current season. That is a massive number. But it doesn't stop there. For the next season, they're talking about a commitment for another 25 million tons. You see, that's not a one-off deal. That's a sustained, long-term win for American farmers. And to put this in perspective, this is all building on an earlier deal from October 2025 for almost 12 million metric tons. Reports say 80% of that is already locked in. So what we're seeing here is momentum, a major acceleration of trade that benefits us. Next up, energy. Another huge win for America. A key topic was boosting sales of U.S. oil and gas to China. That's a direct shot in the arm for American energy producers.
And here's where it gets really smart. This isn't just about money, it's about strategy. Think about it. Every single barrel of oil China buys from us is a barrel they're not buying from Russia. That changes the whole board.
So when you put all these economic agreements together, what does it add up to? It's simple. This is a massive diplomatic win for the United States.
And you know, this is what real success on the world stage looks like. It's an absolute masterclass in negotiation, plain and simple. And the brilliance of it is this: getting huge economic wins for America, for our farmers, for our energy sector, while at the same time holding the line on national security. No caving on critical issues, like Taiwan. It's winning on both fronts.
And if you ever wanted a perfect, real-world example of what it means, well, there it is. That's the art of the deal.
All right, so the stage has been set. The deal's been discussed. What happens now? Where do we go from here? Let's look at what's next.
The roadmap is pretty clear. First, you had the call, which laid all the groundwork. Now, in the short term, we watch for the soybean shipments to start and the energy deals to get signed. And all of this leads up to President Trump's trip to China in April, where these deals get cemented.
You know, the proof is in the pudding, right? So the success here is going to be measured by real, tangible results. The indicators are simple. We're watching for those soybean shipments, we're watching for the energy contracts, and we're watching what happens with Taiwan. Those are the metrics of victory.
So in the end, this call has paved the way for some incredible trade wins for America. And it really brings us back to that central question. The next few months are going to show these agreements turning into action. Global markets are watching, and you can be sure the world will see what strong leadership and smart deal-making can achieve.